Hello guys, CS Game here, welcome back to another video. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you the Outer Bounds secrets in Persona 5 Royal. Now do bear in mind that in this video there will be spoilers, so yeah, be warned for that. But yeah, all of the tools used to make this video will be down in the description. It uses a mod menu, which was created by the Persona modding Discord. And this is the Switch version of Persona 5 Royal. And it's just easiest to see as though I have a modded Switch, so there we go. So yeah, I'm going to be going around basically every single location that I feel is notable in Persona 5 Royal and show you the Outbound secrets it has. So let's start off with an area that you have been seeing, which is LeBlanc. Now, this is actually an unused version of LeBlanc. As you can see, the location in the bottom right corner says null. But I assure you, this is the same LeBlanc you'll see, just without anyone. So if we go out of bounds, you can see that the skybox is weirdly, well, it's blue. Why are you blue? I don't know. Yeah, the skybox is weirdly blue, but as you can see, you can take a look outside the... You can see that outside LeBlanc has a little bit of the street modelled, and inside there's nothing much like going up the stairs, it leads to nowhere. And behind the counter, if we go down, we get stuck in a wall. That's a problem. There, that's a bit better. You can't really see it because the lighting is a bit dark, but basically you can just walk behind here now, so that's pretty cool. As you can see now, we are now in central, the station square of Shibuya. Now this is a very interesting area, as if you fly out of it, you will see that most of the buildings in the background, although they're modelled from the front, they are not modelled from the back. Now as you can see, we just flew up above like a floating ball, and that's supposed to be the sun, but there it is. You can see it under Joker's feet. As you can see, even just in the station square, the road leading up to the actual central street goes way further than it should. And most of the buildings over here, they clip into each other. And you can also see the train in the background, which is pretty cool because you never get to see it there. It's just kind of chilling there. It sometimes moves, probably to give the illusion that trains are actually coming in. There you go, you can see them now. They kind of just clip through that wall. And yeah, that's about all there is for this Shibuya. So how about we go back down and move on to the actual Shibuya. So let's fly down. So there's no way for me to speed up Joker's flying. He just kind of does his own thing. Also, I think it's pretty cool to see the HMV sign, considering that is an actual shop in. Well, they've got one in the UK. I don't know if there's actually one in any other countries, but yeah. We are still too high, so we need to go down a bit more. There we go. And now let's just go to the central street. So here we are, Shibuya Central Street. We're also going to fly up to see what we can see. So the buildings are once again very weird, and off in the distance you can see it just ends, like there's just nothing. You can also see the remnants of the station square that you can see is actually just a really low poly version of the station square with like no NPCs or anyone standing there. So that's pretty cool. Let me I'll walk over here for you so you can see exactly how low poly it is. Also, there's no trains going by on this one because obviously you wouldn't be able to see the trains. 'Cause obviously, you're not meant to be over here in the first place. you're meant to be just chilling. So there we go, let's place ourselves here. And you can see just how low poly these textures really are. Now these textures will be a similar poly count on to the one on the actual PS4, as they yeah, you're not meant to see them anyway, so that's that. Now what you're seeing here is what you may know as Akihabara, but it looks a bit different, and this is because this is actually a unused variant of, it's technically an early variant of this area. As you can see, most areas just lead off into nowhere, just the orange void. But yeah, you can see how unfinished this is compared to the actual normal version that's used. Now this, as you may see, is the actual Akihabara, the one that's used in the like the game. So as you can see, this street in the previous version was just completely blacked out, and there's way more people here now, and like the what do you call it? This street wasn't here before, and at the end of this street was just an empty black void, but it's now still there. Same with like all these other streets. And if we do fly out, you'll see that although this street does still end here, it's mainly because you could never see that in actual gameplay, whereas all the other streets that you can normally see do actually have actual endings, like over here. It leads off into this building to give the illusion that like it does actually go on for a while. You're not just seeing an endless white. Now let's move on to the palaces, shall we? So let's start things off with Kamoshida's palace. So obviously we're going to look around first. And you want to see just how big the actual like starting thing is. And let me tell you, it is massive. So you can fly all the way up and you can see the outline of the towers. And let me stop there and give you a walk around. So as you can see, outside of the actual palace itself is like just a flat texture for the appearance of the city. And if you look at the actual castle itself, although it may be a bit hard to see, for some reason the other characters are following me. You can just about see where you come in, and just how big these towers really are. Like here's the top of the tower, and let me go walk around it so you can see the back side of it. Here you go. So yeah, absolutely massive. So let me go and teleport somewhere random. Like, let's go to the underground prison, why not? So I can show you what that looks like. So let us go and move out of here. There we go, the camera's finally caught up with me. As you can see, the safe rooms are little just boxed rooms. Like, they don't actually, they're not stored anywhere inside the actual palace itself. And let's go ahead and leave, shall we? Also, yeah, things get a bit funky, because obviously some characters aren't meant to be here. Like, if you know Futaba shouldn't be here. Morgana's wearing a funky wig, which is funny. And other characters like Yusuke, who's not meant to be here, is just kind of clipping inside Morgana. So that's interesting. Other characters like Haru actually do have seats where they do sit. So some characters work perfectly fine, so others don't. Now actually in the palace itself, although it is really dark, there's nothing really I can do about that. If we fly out and explore, you can see just how big the waterfall is here. and how far this area extends. Like the water here goes all the way around. Even though in the actual game you won't be able to see that the water actually connects to anything. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, although the as soon as the palaces are really dark, they actually just give like this weird blue effect when you go above them. So that's interesting. Now here's a quick one. Fans of the game may know this area, as this is in fact the area where Anne gets her awakening. It's its own little room. Of course, no one is actually in here. You're not meant to see it, but it's a thing. Also, if you walk out the door, you just get sent to the pink void. That's cool. If you ever want to be in a pink void. Next, this is one of my favourite areas to look at out of bounds. It's Madarame's palace. So as you can see, you can normally hardly see the entire palace itself, but with our little menu here, we can fly out and see the entire building and how interesting it is. So let us stop like right there and let us walk around. So the actual palace itself is kind of like fully modelled from all sides, even though you would never get to see the back of it like during actual gameplay. So that's really cool. And if we go over here, although it is kind of laggy, you can go down to this garden area. Which is really dark, but it is what it is. So here's another area I really like in the actual game. It's the central garden. So as you can see here, there's the pond, but you've also got this huge wide area here. So if we go ahead and fly, you'll be able to go and see the stuff with more detail. Like the amount of like detail on this one building alone is really impressive, and I'm surprised they do it considering how little you see of it. And yeah, in case you're wondering, if you were to go inside these buildings, they don't have anything. But what we are going to do is we're going to go underneath the map to see the pond. So you can see it hangs out just about here underneath. So you can go and hang out with this purple glow around the very shiny fish. Next up, moving on to the next palace, we have Kanashiro's. So here's this very interesting. So first off, I'm sure many of you are wondering what actually happens if you like look, because obviously the bank is constantly moving, and it might give a headache to some people, so be warned if it does. But I can see if I stand still, the buildings do actually move away from me, and there's no floor to like central Tokyo or whatever. So if we were to go beneath the actual bank itself, now usually in the game it gives you an impression that it's floating on some kind of, well, a floating bank, but right now it's currently just like it's floating on its flat plane. Like nothing is keeping it in the air, which is kind of funny. Also, the doors are, so obviously you know in the game Makoto smashes through the doors with her bike. Now the actual doors are just stored right underneath the map, so they can get easily swapped out for. Moving on to our next location, we have Fugitive's Palace, one of my favourite palaces in the game. So, one of the most interesting things that I found here is, well, first let's go ahead and fly, shall we? Is that there's an interesting secret that Atlus have been holding from you. And that secret is massive. Like, honestly, this will change your life and how you see the game forever. Now that secret actually is the fact that the pyramid, once I get over there, it's not actually a pyramid, it's just a wall. there's no actual pyramid, it's just flat. How could they do this to us? How could you do this, Alice? How? This is not an actual pyramid. It's just flat. It's just a wall. I can't believe you've done this. Also, the town in the distance is just a flat texture, by the way, so there's that. So that's fun. I can show you what the actual, can you... Oh wait, you can't actually go there. Let me just... Never mind. Let's go over here, shall we? There's nothing too much to say about the town itself. Like, it's not super impressive. Here we are. Like, if I fly above it, you can see how big it is. It's quite small. Yeah, and there's nothing really much to say about it, to be honest. It's just kind of like a small little town thing. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Oh yeah, we'll need to go back down in order to get out. Let's go back to the ground level. And let's go. Alright, let's show you inside of the actual pyramid itself. It's quite interesting. The fact that...
Now then, what do we do from here?
Well, first of all, yeah, Yusuke is... I don't know, it's Akechi. Akechi just sat in Morgana, which is kind of funny. I also find it really interesting that, well, I know I've mentioned it before, that, like, even though this is Futa's palace, and she does technically come in later on, but she just kind of sits there, so they have to, like, code in a place for her to sit at all times.
Now.
That's kind of cool. Let us go up to show you what lies beyond. As you can see right there, those are the like those green things are the remnants of the doors that open when you explore the palace. So up here you haven't really got much. I mean, you got like a floating data stream right there, but you can see that in normal gameplay. But yeah, you can like see all the entrances to the doors. Like those are the shiny things over there. You can just see how long it is and how steep it is. So that's pretty cool. There's nothing going on. Nothing much going on apart from that, really. Just kind of fun to look at. Alright, moving on to the next area, we have Okumura's Palace. Now, I'm sure many people are itching to see what's going on with this one, because obviously this is the massive space station, so what's going on outside the window, because obviously it doesn't let you really check. But with our teleportation skills, we can do that. So as we fly above here, we can get a free roam of this area. Now, the location of this area, you do actually visit it. Like, this is the area where you like jump between the platforms and everything. And the platforms are mostly still there. I mean, you can't interact with them right now, since you're not meant to. You can see that little windows over there where you actually come in. And the giant area over here is... First off, this is just... you can walk straight through it. But now, should we go outside, shall we? So let us bust on through these barriers to the great beyond of space. Space itself is just very self-explanatory. It's just a bunch of rocks, like money rocks, and there's like a weird red thing. I don't know what you call it, like space matter. The way they do that is by you can see they curve it so it's like pointing towards the space station to make it look like it's round when it's not actually. And don't worry, I have actually, although I'm not going to do it now since it takes way too long, if you do go to that Earth behind there, it is in fact flat. So yeah, the Earth is flat. Congratulations, flat Earthers. It's also really low poly. Like the textures are, you can barely even see anything. Like I think that, so you can only see Africa right now. So that's fun. Moving on to the next area, we have some other people's favourite palaces, which is Nejima's Palace, or as I like to call it, Sei's Palace. So I do really like this one as well. It's really cool to see out of bounds. Mainly because I get to see what's on these little spinning things here, which actually say Rouge and Noir, which stands for red and black in French, if you didn't know that. But now we can get a full out of bounds view of this area. I can see the city in the background, just flat texture, as with some of these buildings over here. Very funny to see indeed. And now you get to see the entire palace from a different perspective, which you can normally only see like during like the opening cutscene, which is fun. So now you get to fully run around this area. You can see there's loads of plants and stuff around here. There's no people around apart from the few cars here, so that's cool. And if you do actually enter it, you'll find that there's nothing here. It's just empty. So that's fun. But yeah, it's cool to see like these lights here just go off. And there's nothing much. I mean, I can fly up and show you a bit more. But there's nothing else really that much to see, as you get to see most of it. I suppose one full detail is that the floor of the casino is actually fully modelled. Like right here, which you don't think you can really see that well. But yeah, it does actually have a roof. So props to Atlas for making a roof. And I'm presuming this is supposed to be like some kind of lift or something. But it's not anything, so. Yeah, there's this area. Also, there's like weird gates around. I'm not sure what they serve a purpose for, but they go over these windows, so that's cool to see. They have like a weird texture, like sticking through the wall. So that's funny, I guess. The next area which I'll be showing you is, in fact, Shido's Palace. So I really like this one as well, since it has a really trippy effect that it does. So first of all, let us fly up here. And let us move out of bounds. So you can see, even if I stay still, the boat still moves along. And that is done by the fact that the boat itself is actually not moving. Like, the boat itself is stationary. But the skybox and the level itself is just moving along. To give the impression that the boat is moving, where, as you can see, he is not standing still, the boat's not moving at all. So that's fun. You can also see like exactly when like the buildings are created, and over there you can see that they just kind of like fall down a bit once they're done. Now, if we do actually go behind the palace, which will take a little bit, but you'll find something very interesting, which was not done with Futiba's Palace, but it is done with this one. And that is the fact that even though you can barely even see it, like you're restricted to just being at the like the start over there, but you never actually see that the entire ship is actually modelled, like from the back, except for the rear. Yep, the back of the ship just doesn't have anything there. So sorry, Shido, your boat is going to be sinking soon, as though you don't actually have a back. So, like, there's no rudder to like steer it or anything. So yeah, he's doomed. Makes sense, really. Can't really say much about that, can I? Alright, the next area on the list is the Quillif World, or as Mementos fused with Tokyo is what you can call it. Now, if you fly up to this one, you will find other things interesting. Mainly the fact that oh, let's fly. There we go. The path leading up to the actual like the Grail it goes on for a while, like a lot longer than you can see. It kind of just ends at the building over there. And a lot of the buildings over here just don't have anything, so I mean, obviously they didn't need to code anything for that. But you can see that the tower over there and like the bones kind of just end over there, so that's cool. Now I'm not going to actually go over to the cylinder thing over there because we can do it like with this thing. Yeah. Now I'm not actually going to go and do the boss because if I do, it won't actually put me to the point where like I fight the Holy Grail. Instead it'll put me to the Yaldabaoth boss fight. Well, that's due to the fact that I've already beaten it, so that's interesting. But yeah, if I just fly above here, you can see something interesting, and that is the fact that at the bottom of this... Oi, let me get over this invisible wall. There we go. The very shiny object at the bottom. Now, I'm not going to go near it, because I already know what it is. That's just a light source. Like, there's no actual model down there, so... Yeah, it's just a giant white light down there to give the impression that the Grail's down there. So, alright, next on the list is Mementos Depths. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't show this one before the Quillith World, it's because actually in the files, like the level data, this one is set afterwards. Like in the level data it goes Say's Palace, then Shido's Palace, then Quillith World, then Mementos Depths. For some reason. Don't ask me why. I didn't code this game, so there's that. Now you can see all these weird veins just go all the way down. Now if you do actually go all the way down, you'll just find that they abruptly end. It's like they don't go on forever. They do go on for a very long time though. And if you do actually like, let's leave this area. Let's go over here. You can just see the outer edges area over there, which you can just barely see. And if we go out here, you'll be able to just see it in its entirety. So that's pretty cool. Now this next one is probably my favourite, and that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to get this like out of bounds tool, is to see Maruki's laboratory. Now this place, I'll need to keep going up because it is massive. Like if I just give out a walk here, I can't even get the whole building in one shot. That's because it's so big. And if you were to in fact go up to that shining glass dome and go inside, you'll just find it's just a bunch of weird swirly like things. So let's go out a bit, so we can show you a bit more. Keep going. It's really hard to get like the all in one shot. Like here's about a good example. So there you go. There's all in one shot. I mean, Joker's kind of in the way, but there's nothing really I can do about that. I mean, I could try and make a Joker invisible, but that'd be hard for me to find out where I'm going. You also find this little, like, pointy needle going through the middle. So that's kind of cool. But let's move on to, like, another place. Let's go to the entrance hall.
We're here.
Leave. And let's show you the inside of this area. So let's just go and fly out here. There we go, that's good enough. You can see all like the veins here. You can see the fan. You can see all like the weird stuff. And if we go down a bit, you'll be able to see not battle select. Whoops. You can see like the weird clock and the cameras that like follow you. Like they're kind of fun. Always watching you, making sure you're up to no good. And yeah, there's that. Let me go back to an actual safe room. So I think that will be around... was it around up here, I think it was? Yeah, it's here, so I can actually teleport. Go down. And let's go in. So I can show another area,
Why don't
which is in fact like this area. The exam area. You can see how big it is.
Okay, let's continue on.
Let's go to this area. Let's just fly out of bounds. So you can see just how long it goes on for. Like you can see all the little floors going all the way up. I mean, you could use this to see which is like the right answer, because obviously you have to like choose the right one. It's like but the problem is most of the time like there should be shadows, but they don't really spawn in if you go from like a different angle. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, that'll be about it. I mean, there's a shadow there, but that's only because this is the next puzzle in the like this is the first one. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys. If you want to see more of this, I will definitely do another video, because there's like loads of debug rooms and like rooms you don't normally get to see, like rooms that only appear in Confidence, like Makoto's room or Fugitive's room or stuff, or like the observatory, stuff like that. So if you want to see that, be sure to leave a like on the video to support the channel. Also, to support the channel, just hit that big red subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.